What's going on, guys? Welcome to Orm's Forum. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the aftermath of the Detroit Lions visiting the Chicago Bears yesterday in an NFC North rival game. You know how I guys like to start it with the inactive, so we'll go right away to the Lions. Outside linebacker Trey Flowers, D lineman Eric Banks, defensive lineman Jashawn Cornell, running back Jamar Jefferson 4 weeks in a row, and wide receiver Tom Kennedy. Now on to the Bears, linebacker Joel Iyiegbuniwe. That's as good as it gets for me. And then safety Tashawn Gibson Sr., tight end Jesper Horsted, quarterback Andy Dalton, who got downgraded to out because of his injury, and then wide receiver Brashad Perryman. Now you guys know how I like to start it. I start off with I really talk about the first possession on what goes down, and the Chicago Bears got the ball first. Justin Fields got the start. Andy Dalton being hurt, so Fields gets his second start in a row. First off was Montgomery, 9 yards. Montgomery then gets a first down right away on another run for another 2. Then Mooney on a 4-yard gain over Warrior with the coverage there. Run stuff by Brockers on a 1 yard, gets it all the way to third down there. Then there was a 4-yard gain, a pass. Fourth down, Nagy being a little bit ballsy, going for it. Montgomery runs for 7 yards, gets the first down. 4 more yards for Montgomery. He's just gashing the Detroit Lions right away. Then Fields has all day, drops back. Mooney makes a miraculous catch for about 20 plus yards. Terrible throw. He was wide open. Mooney made outstretched, just a beautiful catch. He was wide. There was nobody even around him, and Fields almost missed him. If it wasn't for Mooney, it would have been an incomplete pass. And then Damian Williams got a couple yards, and then they did a sweep for Williams for a first down, 10 yards, easy 10 yards, make it first and goal. Walker makes a nice stuff run on the goal line, on a nice stretch run. Really the only play that I saw on that drive right away. And then Montgomery just gets the easy touchdown, makes for 6 yards. It was a pathetic effort. It was about an 11 to 12 play drive, took a lot of time off the clock right away, made it 7-0 Bears. Then the Lions get the ball back, first possession, that's what I talk about. Williams runs for 4 yards, he was running well. Hawk had a first down catch for about 7 to 8 yards. Then Williams again for another 5. Williams for the first down again on a run. Kabinda was banging heads, the fullback there. He was having some words with a linebacker. I don't know if it was Roquan Smith or whoever it was, but he was having words with somebody. And then Cephas had a nice 21-yard gain. Swift with about a 4-yard run, and then Williams for a nice run for about that. Had a nice 1 minute third and down though. And then Williams got the first down on a 3rd and 1. Williams then got stuffed finally. I think it was Akeem Hicks who stuffed him for a loss. And then Goff got picked. He was intercepted right away, but there was a flag on the play. Ball was actually incomplete. It looked like it was picked, but it was actually incomplete. And then it was a personal foul. I believe it was I believe it was a roughing the passer call. Nagy challenged. I don't know why he challenged that they caught the ball, because it was an awful challenge, and Nagy lost it. And then Ragnow snapped the ball to Goff. Goff was trying to set the motion. He was trying to set the lineup. He was trying to get the formation going. I don't know what he was really trying to do. He didn't like what he's seen, and he was barking out audibles. He was barking out whatever he was saying, and then he kind of like stepped up towards Ragnow. I think he was trying to talk to Ragnow, maybe to set the line to have Ragnow, do what he does, and Ragnow snapped it. Went right off Goff's shoulder. Chicago gets the balls back, and then Michael Brockers came out with a nice stuff on a run, and then Fields has all day again. Huge play by Mooney for 65 yards. Bobby Price, trying to cover legit NFL wide receivers, man. It's just, our secondary is just so terrible with these injuries and these guys that don't deserve to be on the starting field. They just don't. And I have nothing against Bobby Price, and I've explained that before, but he has no business covering anybody. But it is what it is. This is what we got. And then there's another nice run stuff by the D-line, make it 3rd down. Fields runs for a first down pretty easily. Then it goes into the second quarter. Touchdown Montgomery, 9 yards. Lions D is abysmal. Looking bad right here. The whole D gets pushed into the end zone. It was weak. It was an outside outside run to the left, to Chicago's left, and they just pushed the whole defense into the end zone. Old lineman, whoever was doing it, Montgomery, easy touchdown. That makes it 14-0 Bears. And you're just sitting there going, oh, okay, here we go. Another day. Lions get the ball back. Lions catch a break on a pass interference on Roquan Smith on Hawkinson. And then Williams running hard still gets a first down for 11 yards. St. Brown with a nice 6-yard pickup. He got involved yesterday as well, too. Something positive. And then Cephas had a big game for about 36. And then Swift stopped on a 3rd down. They go for it on 4th down. Okay, this is where, and we'll talk about this more later, but they go for it on 4th down. I thought they should have took the points. Take the points. You already got 14 put on you right away. I know taking the points is not going to win you football games, but I felt they should have just took the points in, get your offense regrouped. At least you're on the board. It's still early in the game. But they go for it, turnover on downs. So you get nothing. You get 0. Either he doesn't have any confidence in his kicker at all, or just 0 confidence in the defense. It's probably both. But this aggressiveness that he has, I think, is a little too much, and we'll get down to it later. Bears get the ball back. Lions finally getting some pressure. Dean Marlowe makes an errant throw by Fields, 3-and-out punt. So they finally punt the ball, make some plays. The Lions they step up. They probably got in each other's face and said, "Let's go." Now Williams is having a day on the ground. He got another 9-yard. O-line was blocking well on the ground, really well. Ragnow out. This is where I found out Ragnow was out. Didn't really even notice. He had a toe injury. Didn't come back. Then they got a roughing the passer against Goff again. Khalil Mack. It was a little bit questionable, I thought. I thought he just kind of grazed his helmet, but that you can't go high. But the Lions get a break, so it was automatic first down. I believe that was on a 3rd down play too. And then Goff misses Raymond wide open. He was wide open and Goff missed him. Then he makes up for it with a nice throw to St. Brown for 17 yards, makes it a first down. Then Goff got strip sacked by Robert Quinn. Penei Sewell got destroyed. Penei Sewell probably had his worst game as a Detroit Lion early in his career, but he looked horrible. Robert Quinn or Trevis Gibson or whoever was on him whoever he was trying to block the whole time, schooled Penei Sewell. He got schooled in this game by Robert Quinn. He let up a bunch of pressures, a sack or 2, awful. So the Lions were driving. They were in field goal range. They were in the red zone. They were in the red zone. I think that was the 2nd time they got there already. So that happened. Strip sack, Sewell. Bears get the ball back. Fields has missed some throws. He has 0 touch on some of his balls, by the way. Hey, Justin Fields, 0 touch. He just rifles the ball. But he had some guys wide open. I guess that is what it is. But the Detroit D is abysmal. 3rd down. As I write this Lions D is abysmal, they get a pick. They get a deflection and a pick. Jalen Reeves-Maybin makes a nice play at the line of scrimmage, bats the ball, and Oruwariye gets the interception. So literally as I was writing that and looking at the TV, I'm like, oh, they make a play. But they made a play. Lions get the ball back. It was a catch by Hawk, but it was a miss by Hawk on this one. Sorry, man, my writing's a little bit jacked up here. Tough catch, but Hawk needs to make those. It was a little bit outstretched. It looked like Hawk was open more. Goff kind of threw it. It went a little low, but it looked like it went off Hawk's hands. Hawk needs to make those catches, but I also think that Jared Goff needs to make a better throw there too as well. And then it's halftime. We go into halftime. Bears were shooting themselves in the foot. They had a lot of penalties at this point. There were penalties, a lot of dumb penalties. It's hard to believe it was only 14-0. I was like, man, this game could have been wide open for the Bears. They could have just opened it wide up, but they're the Bears. They're not that good, but they're way better than us. Goff, I thought at this point looked really bad. And then Sewell's having a bad game. That's what I kind of wrote here in my halftime analysis. and Jamal Williams was running very well. Then the 3rd quarter started. Lions get the ball back. One thing Sewell can do, he could run block. He was running block really well, but then there was another 3 and out. Goff got pressured again. Sewell got beat by Quinn. So as I'm writing stuff down, as I'm trying to like write positivity for this team, negativity just pops up, or the vice versa. It was weird. It was a weird day yesterday, and then they just end up punting 3 and out. Boom. Bears get the ball back. The whole defense got fooled on a sweep reverse. First down Bears. I think it was Mooney with the run too. I'm not even 100% sure, but the whole D just goes over. They're so high school. They're so high schoolish. This team, they just get fooled on everything. They're not fun to watch. They're just not fun to watch when you see stuff like that. And then Fields had all day again, still a 30-yard gain to Allen Robinson. He was getting involved too. Then Fields with a great throw to Mooney, 32 yards. Price was on him again. Price just can't do. He can't cover NFL wide receivers as a starter. And there's nothing we can do about this. But someone's got to step up and get him out of there. Seriously, Darryl Worley, Parnell Motley, you guys have been in the league for a little bit. I don't know, man. Bobby Price, and I'm not going to rip Bobby Price, but he just has no business being a starting cornerback. But it is what it is. Injuries, this and that. Then touchdown Chicago, Damian Williams for a 4-yard run. 21-0 Bears. Lions get the ball back, get a pass interference on St. Brown, makes it. He gets an offensive pass interference. That makes it the 1st and 20. Then Goff sacked. Mack beats Nelson on a kind of an inside move. DeAndre Swift's there too. He just literally runs over DeAndre Swift. Lions got to punt the ball. So Bears get the ball back. Pressure by Charles Harris. Punt. So the Bears punt right away. 3 and out, or it was 4 plays or something like that. But they end up punting the ball back. So Lions get the ball back again. Hawk with a big gain of 22 yards. Cephas getting looks, another catch. I really like the way Cephas played yesterday. Then now this is about the 3rd or 4th time in the red zone already now. So Raymond got a touchdown catch, 4 yards. That makes it 21-7 Chicago. So we're on the board. Bears get the ball back. Montgomery gashing the run D. Bounces right off Jalen Reeves-Maybin. Jalen Reeves-Maybin he can't play the run. That's just not his game. He's too small. He can never do it. And then Robinson with a big catch all day again. Not a lot of pressure by the Detroit Lions. After pressuring, and this is one of the worst O-lines in the league, by the way. And we got barely any pressure. From what I seen. You know what I mean? I wasn't even drinking. You know what I mean? But I don't even know what was going on, man. They got lots of pressure the last game against Baltimore. Was a decent O-line. Chicago O-line is one of the worst in the league. So that happened. So Robinson had a big catch all day again. Oruwariye beat. Campbell challenged. It was a bad challenge. Lions lose a timeout. I think he wanted to see if he got both feet in or he had possession of the ball. It was pretty clear he had possession of the ball. I don't know why he challenged this. I don't know. There's guys that are specifically made to be those challenge guys that tell the head coach what they should do. I get taking a chance sometimes, man. Maybe throwing a flag, man. Just seeing maybe if you'll get a call. But I thought it was a catch all day. These guys have time to see it right away. They did run up to the line of scrimmage pretty fast, so it almost seemed like maybe they didn't get the play. But I thought he caught the ball and had possession right away. I don't know, man. But I'm sitting there on a couch watching. So it's a whole different story. But still, it just didn't seem like a good challenge. And then Julian playing the run game well. He had a nice stuff on a run play. Nice to see that. Didn't really hear his name too much. Had a couple tackles, I think, but he did make a nice play on a run. You got to see him doing more, and we're going to be seeing Julian more now because his brother's done. So then they got pressure on Fields. Anzalone made it 4th down. Did field goal. Bears made it 24-7 Bears. Lions get the ball back. 4th quarter right now. We're down by a million. Not looking good. Swift had a gain of 11 on a catch. Swift with another 1st down catch for 9, and then Sewell beat by Travis Gibson on a sack. He just had a bad game, Sewell. He had a worst game as a professional so far. Worst game I've ever seen him play. Even going back to college and everything, but it's going to happen, but it was just a bad game. And then at 1st down, St. Brown with a nice 24-yard gain. Nice blocking there. Goff had some time. Hodge with a 13-yard gain. Lions were driving at this point, and a touchdown, Khalif Raymond, 25 yards. Second one of the day for Khalif Raymond. First time in his career he's ever had 2 touchdowns ever. So in one game. I don't know how many touchdowns he's had in his career, but that was the first time he's ever had 2. Now that makes it 14-24 Bears. Bears get the ball back. Montgomery goes down. I think it was a leg injury. I don't think he even returned, but he was hurt. He was hobbling pretty bad. Lions can't stop the run. Williams is now in for the Bears. Can't stop him. A huge sack by Charles Harris. Fields fumbles the ball. Ball was flying all over the place for about, it looked like it was flying for about 15 seconds. Nobody could jump on it, but the Bears Fields ended up getting his own fumble back. But we could have had a chance to get that ball, maybe get in the end zone. So that made it 2nd and 34. Bears eventually punted. We get the ball back. Goff with a horrible awareness takes the sack. I thought he was awful on that play. Doesn't know where he is sometimes, and he just took a sack here. Raymond gets a huge chunk back on a screen pass, and then Goff had St. Brown by 2 steps on a defender and just misses him. He had him by 2 steps. He doesn't have that touch. He just didn't have that touch. Goff wasn't good yesterday. And then Goff fumbles again, stripped, but picks it up and runs for 7 yards. His awareness it's nowhere to be found. And then Benson with a catch, forgot he was even on the team. And then the 4th and 1, they're going for it. Lions get a free play because St. Brown for 9 yards. Bears jump. So everybody was kind of like standing around, not really knowing what was going on. St. Brown was pretty much like the only Lion who knew. Goff and St. Brown were like the only Lions who knew that it was a free play. And St. Brown did his route, 9-yard free play anyways, would have been first down, but they get it for 9 yards. Then Benson had a first down catch. And then Goff with a horrible low throw to Hawk. Sewell banged up on that play, but stays in. He was literally playing on one leg. I don't know how long, but on that particular play, I really noticed that he was limping bad because the camera was on him, obviously, and you just seen him limping. And then they go for it again here, late in the game. Okay, late in the game. This is where I have a problem. We'll talk about that too. They go for it again. Don't get it. They don't get it. It was a 4th and 1. Jared Goff has 1 read. Okay, well, he has more than 1 read, but he is only looking for St. Brown, and he throws the ball 2 yards beyond St. Brown. St. Brown can't make the catch. Now, he had Cephas that looked like over the middle, and it looked like he had somebody else open too. But Cephas was open over the middle 100%. I don't understand why Jared Goff can't progress with his reads. You have 1 read, and you look at that. He was open, though. The funny thing is, he was open. But according to Twitter and Herman Moore said that St. Brown was weak coming off that cut, off that break. He was going up and then left to the sidelines. Herman Moore put that on St. Brown. Now, I'm not going to question Herman Moore, okay? But in a way, too, Goff has got to see that, and I know it's a quick read and an out and a quick throw. They ran up right to the line of scrimmage. Didn't even really huddle. Obviously, the play call was in the air, or Goff made the play. Was told, just go for it. But whatever, they didn't get it. I thought they should have kicked the field goal under 5 minutes. You're down by 10. Kick the field goal. Your defense is not playing well, but Chicago has punted the ball 3 times at this point. Why not try to give your defense some time? You got a rookie quarterback over there, but whatever, we'll get that in a bit. And then the Bears just gashing the D with the run, trying to run out the clock. Lions lose 14-24. Game over. Notable stats. Well, the Lions go to 0-4. Chicago Bears go to 2-2. Lions dead last. Tell me something that's not new. Then Goff goes 24 for 38 for 299 yards and 2 touchdowns. 63% completion percentage. Sacked 4 times. Rushing, Williams was 14 for 66 yards at a 4.7 yards per carry. Swift, 8 for 16 yards. He had a terrible day on the ground, 2 yards per carry. Receiving, Cephas had a nice game, 4 catches for 83 yards at a 20.8 yards per reception. St. Brown finally got involved. Dan Campbell said that they're going to get the kid involved. He got involved. He had 6 6 receptions for 70 yards at 11.7 yards per reception. Khalif Raymond had a nice day, best day as an NFLer. So 3 catches, 46 yards, 2 touchdowns, 15.3 yards per reception. Hawk, pedestrian, 4 for 42 yards, 10.5 yards per reception, two weeks in a row for Hawk. And this is gonna happen. This is going to happen. So, and then Swift caught like 4 balls. And then the defense, there was nothing really to talk about in a great way. Angelo and Oruwariye were tied with 6 total tackles on the day. Oruwariye had the interception though, and then Charles Harris, I thought, had a pretty good day on the D-line edge, outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him, and 4 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble. So he had a pretty good day, Charles Harris. That's like 4 sacks on the year now, I believe. So Charles Harris has actually been a really nice pickup for the Detroit Lions. Hopefully they can keep him around. Fields for the Chicago Bears, 11 for 17 for 209 yards. No touchdowns and a pick. 65% completion percentage, sacked once. Rushing, we couldn't stop their rush. David Montgomery had 23 attempts for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns, 4.6 yards per carry. Damian Williams had 8 for 55 and a touchdown, 6.9 yards per carry. And Fields only had about 9 yards on the ground. Didn't really need him anyways to run the football. And then receiving, Alex Ogletree, defense, right? Yeah. And then defense for the Chicago Bears, Alex Ogletree had 12 tackles. Roquan Smith had 10 tackles and a sack. Robert Quinn had 5 tackles and a sack. Linebacker Trevis Gibson had 3 tackles, a sack, and a forced fumble. Quinn had a forced fumble too as well. Khalil Mack had a tackle, sack, and a fumble recovery. And then Bilal Nichols had a fumble recovery. Receiving wise, I didn't write that down for some reason. I don't know why. Allen Robinson had a decent day. Darnell Mooney had a good day too as well for the Chicago Bears. Didn't really see a lot of tight end work. I think Cole Kmet might have had a catch or two. I don't really know. I don't know why I didn't write this down. I wrote defense for receiving. Whatever. Man, this is, whatever. But all in all, man, let's talk about the game. Romeo Okwara is done for the year. Achilles tear or whatever he has. He's out, done. You're going to see a lot of his brother now. You're going to see a lot of Austin Bryant. Charles Harris is in there too. So I don't know when Trey Flowers is coming back. Ragnow got hurt too, got a toe injury. I don't think he returned at all. I don't think it's as serious because I haven't really heard too much about it. But on to the game, guys. Lions shooting themselves in the foot. I thought I got into the red zone 3-4 times, 5 times, whatever they did, and came away with 14 points. Fumbles, like 3 fumbles, losing the ball, not scoring, not going for it, not kicking field goals. And this is the problem I have. The first time that they didn't kick that field goal, when it was 14-0 Chicago, I was like, I wasn't too upset about it. I thought they should have just got on the board and just get some points on the board, regroup your offense. At least you got some points on the board. Because every time you go for it, okay, and I love the aggression, I do, at certain times. But every time you go for it and you don't get it, it's like a kick in the balls, man. It is a kick in the nuts. Every time you don't get it. And you just leave points on the board. I know it's only 3 and you can't win football games kicking field goals. I get it. Okay? It's 6 points he left on the field. Dan Campbell. And this is the first time I'm going to criticize Dan Campbell for. I think he had an awful day coaching. I do. Especially the second time going forward on 4th and 1 when you're down by 10 with under 4 minutes to go. Take the points. Why even bother to have a damn field goal kicker on your team? What's Santoso good for? Honestly, have Jack Fox kick kickoffs. Really, or have him kick field goals. I know he was an awful field goal kicker in high school, but why even have him on the team? You're down by 10 points with under 5 minutes to go. Take the points. It's not like your defense wasn't playing great. They weren't stopping the run. Obviously, that's what Chicago was going to do with under 5 minutes to go. If the Lions would have kicked the field goal and got it. But that's football 101. Like this biting kneecaps thing, this being aggressive 100% of the time it's not going to work. Like you either have no faith in your kicker, like I said, or you have zero faith in your defense, which it probably rings true. It's probably true. It's probably both. You don't trust any of them. But I'm not saying Dan Campbell's going to lose a locker room for this, but you're going to lose some faith in some players when you just don't know what the hell you're doing. Because that right there, to me, rings you don't know what you're doing. Or you just don't have any faith in a lot of your players. You have no faith in your kicking game. You have no faith in your defense. And you have to go for it every single time. And if that's the case, cut Ryan Santoso. Cut him. Cut him right now and then go grab somebody else. Go grab somebody that's sitting on their damn couch looking to be a secondary player. A cornerback, a D, a safety. Because I'm telling you, man, we're getting destroyed on the ground, through the air. It's just like everything. And I'm sorry that I got to criticize him like this a little bit. I think he deserves it. I'm a Dan Campbell guy. I didn't know too much about him when he got hired. I'm not lying. I knew he was a Detroit Lion back in the day. He was a part of that 0-16 team, all that stuff. But you have to. There's a time and a place to be aggressive. There's a time and a place. In that situation, take the points, play some defense. You have 2 timeouts. Should have been 3. You shouldn't have challenged that one in the second half. That one catch by Allen Robinson. But whatever, you did. And I just thought it was a poorly coached game by Campbell. And I think it was his first noticeable one. It was bad to me. I thought it was a bad one. You know. And you got Jared Goff missing throws. Swift could not get running. Jamal Williams was running for 4.7 yards per carry. And if you're going to go for it on that last one, at least give it to the kid. At least give it to Jamal Williams. 4.7 yards per carry. And you're throwing the ball. I don't understand that. At least your bread and butter is supposed to be your run game. You spew all this nonsense about having a run game, and you want to run the football down people's throats, but you throw a 2-yard out. Run right behind Big V, who was actually blocking well. Right behind Jonah Jackson, who was blocking well. I just don't get the play call, and I just don't understand it. I thought it was a bad decision on him. And Goff wasn't good. I'm glad that St. Brown and Cephas had good days. Hawk got shut down again. Khalif Raymond had a nice game. I said in my other video that we were going to need our wide receivers to step up, and they did. I just think when you just don't go for it all the time, it takes the life out of teams. It really does. Even when it's early, it takes the life out of you. Get on the board, regroup, and see what you can do on the next drive. And then defensively, they just can't stop anybody. They can't stop anyone. They don't make plays. They just don't. That Oruwariye interception was another gift. It was a bad throw by Justin Fields. It was tipped. It's just they don't make plays. They get very lucky in making plays. They have and now you lost your best defender. Now you lost Romeo Okwara, who's their best defender. Charles Harris is stepping up like crazy though. I just don't know. There's no game breaker out in that secondary. And like I said, if we didn't beat the Bears this week, and I said we were going to go 0-17, I truly feel we're going to go 0-17 now. I really do. I said 5-12 at the beginning of the year. I'm changing that. I'll eat that. I don't even care. You know what I mean? I'll eat it, but I can change it because I can. Now I just think they're bad. I just think the injuries are piling up. Those don't help. They have no talent. There's not any talent on this football team. In spots there are. Hawkinson's a talent. Swift's a talent. He had a bad game though. I love Ragnow, but he's hurt too as well. Decker needs to come back. They got a couple of wide receivers that are stepping up, but those guys are all number 3s, number 4s. There's just nobody else to throw to. That's why they're covering guys like Hawkinson. That's why he's getting 4 catches for 42 yards. Because there's really, like, they're making guys like Raymond, St. Brown, Cephas have big days. And it's not a knock on them. It's just that's what they are. They're not bona fide threats. You're not going to see Raymond have a good game every week. It's his first good game of the year. St. Brown finally gets involved. Cephas, he's had a couple games. So I think Cephas can become a number 2 in this league. I really do. But he's thrust in that number 1 role, and he had a good game. But there's no really bona fide guy that's going to week in, week out have a game. And then Jamal Williams out rushing DeAndre Swift should never happen. But they're liking Williams right now, and I don't blame them. Not for that, not for yesterday's game anyways. But that's it. They fall to 0-4. I don't know where on their schedule they're going to win another football game. And the Bears are 2-2. We're dead last. The Bears, I believe, are in. The Vikings lost, I think, yesterday to Cleveland. So I think they're 2-2 as well. Green Bay Packers 3-1. That's what they are. The Packers 3-1. I forget, but they're, the Lions are 0-4. Who cares? Who cares where everybody else is? The Lions are 0-4. I don't know when another win's coming on this schedule. It's a bad look. So, yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Thanks for the video, guys. Thanks for paying attention here. I'll be coming with another video shortly, probably within the next few days, hopefully. And don't forget to subscribe. On the bottom right, don't forget to hit the notification bell and get all my videos. And don't forget to like and comment. It's all about the likes and comments, man. I'm sure we're going to have some comments on this one. Boom.